Hi, I'm Susanna Bowling, and this is live from the Hotel Edison. Times Square Chronicles presents. My guest today comes from a theatrical family whose father was in Blue Bloods and Dexter. He has directed, written, produced. He is on the up and coming list of people to watch. We're talking David Zayas Jr. David, you're directing Simpatico at the Chain Theater. Can you tell me how you got involved in this?
Well, I got involved. I did a lot of work with the Chain Theater. I did their film festival and a bunch of their one-act festivals, and I also assistant directed their off-Broadway show, This Goddamn House, last year. And they offered me to do Simpatico, and I gratefully took it.
Dad is an actor, so obviously you're bred into this business. Can you tell me how you got started and how your dad has influenced you?
Well, the first thing I did was in New York Poets Cafe. It was the first play I ever acted in. I was 16, and it was with my sister, so that was really, I was grateful to do that with her. But then, growing up, watching my dad act, I got to sit in a lot of his rehearsals and over again, sit next to Philip Seymour Hoffman, Stephen Adigurgis, and watch him actually do plays like Jesus Up the A Train in Arabia and Our Lady. And then eventually, after college, I got to be a stand-in on Dexter. They offered me the job randomly, and I ran for it. And I fell in love with directing and just the whole process of filmmaking and just creating something with a good team.
What you just said has led to so many questions. So let's start with you just directed a reading of Jesus Hopped the A Train with John Ortiz, Common, and your dad. How did that come about, and what's going on with that?
Well, it was the Lab's 30th anniversary week. So I produced the first day, which was like the 90s. And it was just little excerpts from everything. And I heard that they were going to try to do a full-length reading of one of the plays. Once I heard it was Jesus Up the A Train, it's my favorite play of what my dad has done and Stevens. And I was like, I need to do it. So I called Steven right away and asked him if I could do it. He graciously said yes. And then it was a process of trying to see if I could get the original cast in there. As much as they're all very busy now. So I got my dad, which was the easy ask. And then, but it was right after his Tony nomination. So it was like a busy time. So I'm lucky that he wasn't too busy. Then I got John Ortiz, who flew over here just to do the reading. Nice. And commented the same thing. And then I asked Ron Cephas Jones, because he was still alive at this time. And he gave me his blessing, and it was awesome. And he's like kind of like, he was family to me. So it was kind of like nice to just hear him tell me that he trusts me and let me do it. And Steven the same way. So, and everyone else joined in, and it was great. It was like after every scene, there was applause, and it was like a kind of like watching a Broadway show without a stage. It was like very simple, and kind of it's amazing to think of, because Steven leaned over to me at the end of the reading saying that Philip would have been proud. So it meant a lot. Luckily, in the Q&A, they didn't ask me any questions because I would have cried. So I'm very happy they kept me out of it.
Can we see that production happen again, or could we see it in a film version?
Well, I had a dream. I haven't told Steven yet, but I had a dream years ago that I was a little more gray-haired, and I had a couple films under my name, and I asked him for the film rights. And that's a dream that I want to make true. So hopefully a version of that will be a film version in my future, and hopefully I get to do it, because I think it's been long overdue.
You talk about the Labyrinth. Philip Seymour Hoffman, Daphne Rubin Vega. What are your memories of the Labyrinth, and how is it doing now? Is it still full-fledged?
It's still full-fledged. I mean, I think now it's kind of difficult with everything, like after COVID, it was kind of a big gap of time. But right now we're kind of rebuilding and making, strides to make it what it was. Growing up, watching them do it, it was kind of seeing a family work together through tough times and create magic to me. And then every time I think about it, I look at all of them as family members. And so when I see them succeed in any kind of way, I'm just proud of them and proud that that's my family. And to even work with them today, it's just they're so supporting of me, and I'm just grateful.
Was your dad a part of the founding membership of the Labyrinth?
I know he was right in the beginning. He was like right after the founding members, so he got in right early on. I know my stepmom was one of the founding members.
Wait, who's your stepmom?
Liza Colon's is, yeah.
Oh,
So she was one of the founding members, I believe, and yeah. So my dad was really early on. He got in there right in the beginning. Yeah.
Now, Stephen Allen Gurgis, what about his plays are you in love with, and what of his work would you like to direct?
His plays are just real. It shows real life, and a lot of, I think a lot of playwrights have that magical feel that they have to make this like a poetic world, and sometimes you need that. But Stephen has the magic of telling things truthful, realistic, raw, and that's how I grew up. I grew up in the South Bronx, so seeing that on a stage was like one of the first times I ever saw real life on a stage when I was younger. Luckily, there's a lot more people trying to do that, but yeah, Stephen has that magic of making it kind of like relatable in that way, especially in New Yorkers. And I would like to direct anything. If he allows me to direct anything, I'm happy to do it. And he's very supportive too, and he helps me out. And it's talking to a playwright is so important to me. So doing this play now, it's kind of difficult because I'm so used to talking to a playwright. I can't. So it's kind of like my own interpretation of what Sam Shepard meant to do.
When directing, what do you bring of yourself to that process?
I've been told I look at things in a very childlike manner. So like I'll look at things for the first time, even though it's like the 100th time I'm seeing it. Like even Times Square, I try to look at it as a young state of mind of like seeing it for the first time. So I try to do that with every play I get into. I try to connect the actors in a way of like making sure they feel like they're comfortable talking to me about anything, being kind of like a little family of their own. I try to do little field trips to make them bond even more. Every play I direct, I try to find a field trip that kind of goes with the play and try to bring them into it, and I surprise them. I don't tell them it's happening. So one of the rehearsals I take to the side and kind of like throw in a surprise. So this time it was a tea, like a high tea. Yeah, because Cecilia's character it's so about tea and drinking tea and all this stuff. And so I was like, that's the easiest way of taking them somewhere instead of a horse race or anything like that.
I have to admit, seeing you at high tea, not exactly something I would picture.
I love high tea. Yeah, I'm a lot fancier than people think. So,
What's your favorite place to go have high tea?
Tea and Sympathy is one of my favorites. And then, there's Alice's Teacup if you want like the Alice in Wonderland.
The Plaza. Have you been to the Plaza for it?
I haven't, and I'm going to one day go there. It's going to be a definitely experience.
Oh, it's the best high tea. I have a friend that is so into high tea, and those little. Actually, I have several friends that are into high tea.
Yeah, I would love to go. I went to London once, and I had tea there, and I was freaking out and yelling, and I was definitely making a scene because I was like, this is the best high tea I ever had. I mean, it's London. It's supposed to be.
And scones and curd. Yum, yum.
Yeah, I definitely indulge.
Of all the plays that are out there, or the playwrights that are out there, whose work would you love to take on? Or is there a play that you would love to take on?
I mean, I work heavily with this young playwright, Matthew McLaughlin, and I've been directing a lot of his plays, his one acts and assistant directed This Goddamn House. He has a play that we really, really want to do off Broadway or Broadway called The Demand of Avarice. And it's a really strong play, I think, for this time. And it's new, so nobody's seen it before. And Dad wants to do it, and a couple other people I know of. And so hopefully we're trying to put that out there. But I would be I would be open to doing anything, truthfully. I just want the experience. I want to put my name out there. I want to try to do the best I can with any kind of playwright to my best capability.
You come from such a prestigious family that's very strong in the Puerto Rican community. Is it a blessing or a curse to come from this?
it's always, to me, it's always going to be a blessing. It's always culture. If I could somehow take plays that are normally not very ethnic and make them ethnic in any kind of way, that's to me an honor and a privilege I could do as a director, and I will always try to do in any sense of it could be ethnic, it could be just how people like present themselves, whatever they want. I want to make it just eclectic of different types of actors, and it's hard because not a lot of us is out there and or taken seriously, and I want to make sure Lab is one of those reasons why I'm in Lab, and how I used to watch them grow into this giant, to me, one of the best theater companies in New York, and I think we have a lot more to offer. So we'll see what happens.
I'm going to ask a controversial question because God knows I'm always politically incorrect. We separate people into ethnicities, into gender, into so many little boxes. Should we not just be seen as people?
No, I agree. I agree. We should be just what we are and just people, and that's what we are. That's how we present ourselves. However or however you want to present yourself, it should be respected completely.
No, I asked the question because it's like, oh, we need to see this gender out there. We need to see this out there. Yet, shouldn't we just see the best acting out there? It always boggles my mind that we not only want to put ourselves in boxes, but we say, please put me in a box.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what that box is that anybody wants to be in, if you're the best if you audition and you're the best at it, you should get it. Yes. And it doesn't matter who or what or any gender or ethnicity you are. And I mean, obviously, I would like to make my plays, wherever I direct, more just inclusive. But if I can, that's what I'm going to do. So as long as I could be inclusive and respect people's talent, doesn't matter who you are, that's what I want.
I ask this question because normally when I see people, I just see a person. I don't see gender. I don't see color. I don't see ethnicity. And now I'm being made to see this, and I'm told not to see it. And I'm stunned. I'm like, I'm not sure how to respond to it all.
Well, I think I'm lucky enough that my parents made me grow up the same kind of way. I never looked at anybody in any different light. I kind of looked at them just, this is a good person.
Right.
And that's it. And I try to convey that into what I do and be as respectful and good and if I can make anyone, whoever it is, feel special in any way, it could be a crew member, it could be an actor, it could be a fellow director, writer, whoever it is. I want them to feel just special and happy to be working with me, and that's pretty much it.
I love that. I seriously love that. You also act. Do you miss acting? Do you want to do more acting?
I act every now and then. It scares the crap out of me. But if it's a good part that I know I could do, not a good part, if it's a part that I know I could do and I enjoy doing, then I'll do it. I don't think there's any small parts. So anybody who wants me to act, I'll definitely try and do my best at it. I recently had a great audition for something, and I didn't get it, but I enjoyed it so much during the process that I was like, maybe I should do acting here and there. I wrote a short film that I acted in, and I won at the Chain Festival Best Actor in a short film, but I had no lines. It was all facial expressions. So even if it's that, I'm happy to do it. I mean, it's easier without lines, but it's also then you have to say everything through your face, and it's like a whole other thing. But yeah, if I could act, I will act. Anything I could do to get me to the next step, I'll do it.
What advice would you give to young actors and young directors starting out right now?
Just be okay with rejection. That's number one. And just if you really love it, just keep going. You never know what's going to happen. And then, I don't know if I can say this, but don't be an asshole. Be nice. As far as I'm concerned. Okay, cool. I didn't want to be rude or anything. But yeah, just don't be an asshole and treat everyone the way you want to be treated, because it gets a long way. And no matter how big everyone thinks this community is, it's extremely small.
Extremely small.
Yeah, whoever doesn't know this business, it's so small. Word gets around, and people know who you are from how you treat people. and I learned that from my dad. So I'm very grateful that he's been in my life to show me that everyone's important on a set, theater, film, TV, whatever it is.
Hey, you better be nice to the crew members on a set, otherwise you're
Yeah,
seriously screwed.
They're the ones that make you look good, and they're the ones who will have your back no matter what. If something on screen that they know you wouldn't like, they'll tell you and whisper in your ear. And I mean, being part of the crew for Dexter, it was like an amazing family, and I saw the love. And even when I didn't think they cared about me, I would have a bad day and sit alone, and they would come up to me and actually ask, "What's wrong?" And they actually noticed, which was amazing to me. And I knew I was accepted into this life. Yeah, they cared. And it was just like, oh, they do care about me. So it was like, you never know. And the cassette has like 200 people on it or more. And just seeing that I was noticed by one little person, one big person actually, felt like amazing to me. Because so from then on, I was like seeing Dad and that person do that. I always try to check on every single person, introduce myself, or at least say hi to them every morning, no matter what.
What is your dad doing right now?
He just, believe, finished an episode of Blue Bloods and as the governor of New York again. And right now, other than that, he's in something coming up I can't say, but it's going to be really, really cool.
What haven't I asked you that you would like our audience to know about you?
Hopefully, come to the play, check out Simpatico, and keep an eye out for my name. Hopefully, I'll continue to do more and more and just show your support. And I cannot wait to make you feel in any type of way when you watch my stuff. So thank you.
Tell us when Simpatico is playing and the address of the chain theater.
I believe it's 312 West 36th Street on the 3rd floor. It's playing now to June 29th. And I noticed, I think 7 shows a week. On Saturdays, there's a matinee. So every other day, it's 7 o'clock.
And last question, what's next for you?
I'm producing the lab intensive for the summer. And hopefully we're doing a couple of readings of some films I might be directing, my first feature-length film. And I think that's pretty much it for now. Hopefully a lot more. So
thank you so much. I would like to thank the Hotel Edison for allowing us to be here. I would like to thank Magda Katz for always doing our video and our sound and making us look good. And our podcast has made the list of the top 20 podcasts to watch and listen to this summer, so we're very thrilled. I'm Susanna Bowling, and this is Live from the Hotel Edison, Times Square Chronicles presents.